Hello YouTube, how goes it? My name is Abhilash and welcome to Credit Debit with Abhi. In today's video, we'll talk about the 5 mistakes I have made in my credit card journey and how you can avoid them in yours. And like we do in all our videos, without further delay, let's dive in. Let's talk about the first mistake. The first mistake was to not build out the Chase ecosystem before moving on to the other credit card providers. The first credit card I ever got in the US was the beginner credit card from Discover, which gives you 1% cash back on everything with a 5% category every single quarter, and then doubles your cash back at the end of the first year. Now, as I started exploring what other credit cards I could get, I looked at Chase and went for the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Now, I mentioned this in the Chase Sapphire Preferred review, that the actual card that I applied for initially was the Chase Sapphire Reserve and got rejected for it, and then boiled it down to the Chase Sapphire Preferred and finally got approved for it. At the time, I didn't do a ton of research into the Chase Sapphire Preferred and what the Chase ecosystem can offer. I downgraded that card into the Freedom card after the first year, and subsequently applied for what's known today as the Freedom Unlimited card, which gives you 1.5% back on all of your purchases. Nothing wrong with the strategy until now, but then I went ahead and applied for the Amex Blue Cash Preferred, followed by the Amex Platinum card. Now, if you do not already know this, Chase has a 524 rule, meaning if you've applied for more than 5 credit cards over a 24-month window, you won't be approved for any more Chase credit cards. And so, slowly but surely, I was starting to get above the 524 mark without necessarily realizing that I would be locked out of the Chase ecosystem for a period until I got the number of applications down from 524. If you're starting out in your credit card journey, what I'd recommend is start with Chase, build out the Chase ecosystem, and if you want to keep it simple, that's a great ecosystem to stay within, especially viewers of this channel. If you want to build out multiple credit cards over the time of your journey, you can then start building out with other providers. Amex is a provider that you should probably use later down the line, just because you can get approved for their credit card irrespective of how many other credit cards you have. I have figured out a way to make my setup work for me, but if I had to do it again, I would build out the Chase trifecta before moving on to the others. So for me, the Chase ecosystem is currently a bifecta, where I upgraded the Freedom Unlimited card into the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and I still have the Freedom Flex card, which gives me 5% on rotating categories every single quarter. So for Q2, it's going to be Amazon, and for Q1, it was groceries. But as soon as I get under 524, I don't mind applying for another Unlimited or Freedom Flex card because the value is tremendous. If you are looking to apply for a Chase credit card anytime soon, my personal reference is down in the description below. Please note that this does help out the channel and helps me make these kind of videos. But if you are getting a better offer somewhere else, please go ahead and use that avenue to get your credit card. Thank you in advance. Let's move on to the second mistake. This was with my American Express Hilton credit card strategy. I mentioned this in the previous video, but I'll dive into it in a little more detail in this one. When I was looking around for a hotel credit card, I came across the Hilton Surpass card at the time, which had an offer of getting, I think, 100,000 points for spending $3,000 in the first 3 months of card ownership. That sounded appealing to me. Today, I know I could have gotten a higher bonus offer, but at the time, that sounded like a great offer. So I went ahead, applied for the card, got approved for the card, used it extensively for the first year, but come the second year, I just didn't see as much value from the card, and I downgraded it to the Hilton Honors American Express card. Now, in and of itself, that doesn't sound like a mistake, but I'll explain why that's a mistake. American Express has in its terms and conditions that you cannot get an intro bonus for a credit card if you've had it in your lifetime. Meaning, I got kicked out of the audience pool that was going to be eligible to get an intro bonus for the base American Express Hilton Honors card. As I started diving a little deeper into this whole credit card game, I realized the entire Hilton credit card ecosystem is actually a good one to operate in because of the value it delivers for the credit cards with an annual fee. So now I have the Aspire credit card that I applied for earlier this year, and I upgraded my no annual fee Hilton Honors American Express card to the $450 Aspire card. So now I have 2 Aspire cards. I got the bonus for the Aspire card when I applied for it the first time around. Since I already had the no annual fee card, I can't get additional bonus for that card. So if you are looking for a hotel card and the Hilton Honors program appeals to you and you're trying to build out a complex strategy, start with the base level card. then get the Surpass card, get intro bonuses for both. If you don't find use of the Surpass card, you can then downgrade it down to the no annual fee card because you've already leveraged the intro bonus on the base card. Eventually, if you wanted to apply to the Hilton Honors Aspire card, which has a $450 annual fee, you can apply, get an intro bonus. And subsequently, if you have travel coming up where you want to use their Waldorf Astoria properties or Conrad properties, you could upgrade the other two cards that are the no annual fee cards up to the Hilton Honors Aspire card and get 3 free award nights alongside the other credits and benefits. I'll link the video down in the description if you want to check it out. Time to move on to the third mistake. I alluded to this when talking about the first mistake, but the third mistake that I'm going to talk about is not understanding and studying enough about the other ecosystems that are out there. Once I knew that I was interested in credit cards, I should have done a lot more reading at the onset to understand what should my strategy be in applying for different ecosystems. So I think Chase was the first one, but I jumped to Amex immediately when Amex is more towards the end of your life cycle of your credit card game. I didn't study the ecosystems for Capital One, for instance. I didn't study the ecosystem for Citi. Now, the Citi one is actually very appealing to me. I think the Citi Premier, alongside the custom cash as well as the double cash, is a great ecosystem that can work for you. The ecosystem will cost you about $95 and has excellent multipliers with the Citi Premier card, alongside a catch-all strategy with the double cash as well as the custom cash, where you get 2% cash back on everything with the double cash and 5% cash back up to $500 with the custom cash on the category that you spend the most amount of money in. And it's not to say that I can't think about building those strategies now, but it becomes a lot more difficult. For example, if I applied for the Capital One Venture X card today, I'm probably going to be denied because of the number of applications I have in the recent past on my credit report. And then with the access to the credit line that I already have, from the reading that I've done about the Capital One Venture X, that's probably not good if you're applying for it. The fourth mistake is the mistake of not looking at multiple avenues to get the best sign-up bonus. Now, this is true for every single credit card. You should do some shopping around in the market before applying for a credit card. I'll just use the example of the Amex Gold card. For the Amex Gold card, there are a couple of ways you can apply for the card. One is you can search on Google, go to the website and apply for the credit card. You can check your pre-approval status with Amex, which is a great feature, and then go ahead and apply for the card. The second avenue is you can actually apply through Resi. And Resi has some interesting offers from time to time, and generally the intro offers through Resi are higher than what you would get otherwise. For example, there's this specific credit for restaurants in the first 12 months of ownership of the card where you get 20% back in statement credits for eating at restaurants, up to $250 back. Now that can pretty much cover the annual fee of that card, which is $250. And then the third avenue I could have used is looked at my friends and family who may have this credit card and asked personal referral, where I could have gotten an elevated intro offer and they would have gotten some points as a result of that. Long story short, the fourth avenue is targeted offers. Like if you're looking for a credit card, there may be a targeted offer for you that provides you with an elevated intro bonus. Now, it's something that I didn't do early on in my credit card journey, but I definitely recommend that you do it. Moving on to the last mistake, and that is not understanding the intricate benefits that a lot of these credit cards offer. Primary collision damage waiver, theft protection, insurance benefits, and so on and so forth. I'll give you an example of where I made a huge mistake. So I had bought a watch and didn't fall in love with it. And yes, I'm into watches. So I wanted to liquidate the watch, get some money for it, and actually invested in a watch that I loved. So I put the watch up on eBay for sale. There was a buyer who was interested, and I fell victim to a fraud. And so the buyer turned out to be a fraudulent buyer. I shipped my watch out and did not get the money back. When I realized I had been duped, I went to the police, registered a report, and kept the report with me because I thought it was the right thing to do. Later on, I realized Amex had this purchase protection benefit that gives you 90 days of protection for goods that are damaged, lost, or stolen. By the time I realized that, I was already past the 90-day window from the buying of this watch, and so I didn't qualify, but I called Amex and checked, and they said if I had contacted them within the 90-day window, they would have classified this as a stolen watch and probably paid me either the entire amount or some of the amount back on that watch. And that's a mistake I wouldn't recommend you make. And so please read the terms and conditions and all the benefits of your credit card, because there may be some benefits that you're missing out on. Now, if this video was helpful to you, please like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments below if you've made any of these mistakes. And like every other week, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.